Hi, Albert Sabwa here from Catalyst Leadership. I'm here today just to give you an idea of how next year could be for you. This year and years past, coaching different leaders and leaders of leaders, I see four main frustrations. First of them is two-thirds, two out of three team members and team leaders are said to be disengaged. Then 90% are not confident. 90% of managers are said to be not confident that they can be able to help the organization to overcome the struggles or the challenges that they're facing. Thirdly, 41% of team members do not feel like they're involved in something significant. 4 out of 10 do not feel like they're involved in something significant. Then finally, we have 5% of productivity lag due to decisions made by leaders. A 5% productivity lag could grow up to become as high as 7% of annual revenue for most organizations. As a senior leader, we are looking to want to have a highly productive team which has momentum to be able to go the direction you want it to head. You also want to have a culture of leaders. Culture of leaders is where the decisions are made and where direction is given and where they're willing to fail and learn and grow as a team. Third, you're looking for alignment, that we are all going the same direction. There's no situation where you're wondering whether this team will get to where it needs to go to. So you have the frustrations, you have the ones we have, but we also have mistakes that we make as leaders. One of the mistakes is that we assume that all leaders are with us. All the people in your team, you assume that they are following you and they love to follow you. You remember you are a senior leadership, so you're right in the middle of the strategic and the tactical. So you are assuming that everyone is with you. Second mistake that we make is that we assume that leaders with you or leaders who you are leading love change. We tend to say no one likes change, and that also applies to leaders. Not all leaders love change. In fact, leaders are the ones who do not like change. And thirdly, we have one mistake that I've seen over and over, even in my days as a senior leader. Over and over, we invest little, very little. We invest the least, actually, in developing the senior leader level. We invest a lot in the upper levels. We invest in the lower level, the tactical, but the middle level tend to get the scraps. Yet they're the ones who may even have planned the schedule. So the question that I want to pose today is, if I were coaching you this coming year, what would I do? What would I add value to you? I would focus on building the leader in you. To build a leader in you, I want you to think in terms of what would a leader version 2.0 of you be if I was working with you next year. Building a leader within you so that you will be able to build momentum, build alignment, build a culture of leading. So how can that work out? Let me explain it to you in an illustration. So how we go about it is that I want you to picture a three-legged stool. That's what we have in our program, a three-legged stool. Our focus is simple. We develop the leader within you that is balanced. Balance is attained when the three legs of the stool are on the ground. Balance is also not attained if it's only one leg or two legs that are longer than the others. I believe that the greatness in you as a high impact leader is within you. It's not around you. It's not in other people. It is within you. And every time we lead a situation, I want you to be able to get into that situation knowing very well that you can be able to engage. You have a process to create alignment and you're able to develop momentum, which is a framework that you can grow your impact. The only tools that you need would be a heart for change a problem solver mindset, and hands to do the work. A heart, a mind, and hands to do the work. We are going to face and solve three big problems, the three legs of the stool. We're going to solve those three problems that all senior leaders, or majority of the senior leaders that I have worked with, face and have to impact. First is poor leadership culture that results in a disengaged team. Second is differing values that result in misaligned actions. And third, misplaced priorities that result in low productivity. And the model that we're using to build this out is just a triangle that shows you as a high impact leader, you're faced with disengaged team, misaligned team, and low productivity. And what do you want? You want an engaged culture. You want an aligned mission, a team that is aligned with the mission. You want alignment that creates productive momentum. So first we will tackle disengagement. As high as 2/3 of the employees are disengaged at work, according to a Gallup report. And as their leader, you come off as either unsure of yourself with imposter syndrome, or you come out as imposing yourself and not sure that the team will follow you and go with you in the way that you're leading because there's a disengagement. The people are disengaged, you are disengaged. So you come off as not being well prepared, you come off as not being ready to lead the team. So the first thing we would cover, would look at in the model, is helping you understand leadership as influence. Leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. You get to know what level of influence you're on and how to grow influence around you and to grow the influence within the team so that you create a team of leaders who are influencing and making decisions. Secondly, we discuss the heart of leadership, which is serving people. We are in the people game. We are in the people business, serving people. So what does it feel and what does it mean to lead as serving people? Because you're serving at the risk of being treated as a servant. If your title is removed, can you lead? Would this team follow you if you did not have a title? Those are the things we are going to build on. And the result of just this one pillar in place is that you'll be more confident and with your ability to lead and you the team's ability to deliver world-class results. And they will be also willing to go through failure, go through challenges without burning out. Second pillar would look at second problem is misalignment. Because only 59% of employees feel they are part of something significant, something important. So that means 4 out of 10 of your employees, or if you have 8 leaders under you, that means 3 out of them, 3 out of 8 feel like they're not part of something important. And that misalignment leads to you having to pull all the time and push all the time. You feel like a circus presenter with a stool and a whip all the time, either a stool or a whip, a carrot or a whip all the time. So the first we'll look at is to help you to ensure that you can cast a clear vision. This is the vital activity as a leader, to connect with your team in alignment. This is like taking a car for wheel alignment to keep it straight. Your vision helps to keep it straight. So leaders lead with vision. We cast vision and we build a mission based on what we have cast. And then second step, we will be able to test your real taste of leadership, whether you're able to create positive change. I'll help you to be able to put a framework that will help you to consistently create change, select change, build it up and build it within the team that you can produce results. Because you as a leader, your credibility is based on your results. We will build the vision, build the mission, build a plan for positive change, and get you to be credible with the results that you create, because you will take your team through the dynamics of change. And final leg on the stool is low productivity. Poor leadership can cause a productivity lag of 5 to 10%, which can cost an organization up to 7% of total annual revenue. That's according to Harvard Business Review. So you have done disengaged, you misaligned, and now low productivity. So the first thing we will look at is setting priorities. How do you set your priorities? Because the greatest asset for a leader is margin. The aim is to get you to about 20% of your calendar as white space, where you have time, you have space to innovate, space to rest, space to grow, space to think. But to do so, you need to pick and develop an A team. We will help you to be able to pick out and develop your A team, pick out and develop yourself, that you can be able to set priorities that you can properly hand over. And secondly, we look at your personal growth and development. This is not just for the team, this is you as well, you developing as a leader. Because once you have margin, what will you do with that time? Personal growth is the only guarantee that tomorrow will be better. So we have looked at the 3 legs, and this model is now built up. And as you can see, it looks more complete. And we will be able to look at the different aspects, different pillars, different legs. For engagement, we're looking at engaging culture, looking at influence, character, serving people. Misalignment is going to change into aligned mission, and we're going to cast vision. We're going to solve problems. We're going to create positive change. And low productivity becomes productive momentum. We are going to have personal growth, discipline, and priorities. And we do that over and over. Regardless of which team you join, you will build these 3 pillars, and you will continue to have a high impact wherever you go. Rinse and repeat. And this now creates a cycle of activity that you can be able to grow in. And as we have seen, there are 9 principles, but you will not always have to go through the 9. Depending on your assessment, we will be able to determine, are you going to do 3? Are you going to do 6? Or are you going to do all 9? That's one of the reasons it's a whole year of transformation. Some of the frameworks we'll be using for each of those principles and pillars are as simple as this Google document that I'm using to present. Your definite goal is your team mission. Goals and expectations will be consistent in building your plan for your growth and your development and for your team. And you will continue to use this, building cultures, building alignment, building momentum, building a culture, alignment, momentum, and growing yourself as a leader. But at this point, like any trip, you will get into that city of your building, of your vision, and you'll have to rate yourself. This is your moment to rate yourself. Like a road trip, you will find a junction. This is your junction. Most critical lights are the red and green. So at this junction, these are the questions I want you to think about. First, I know my level of influence. Do you know your level of influence? Is that red? Is that green? I am known for serving people. My team knows me for serving people. Is that a red or a green? Third, I cast vision consistently. I know vision leaks, so I cast vision consistently on a day-to-day basis. Is that red? Is that green? I create positive change that lasts. I create positive change that lasts. Is that red or green for you? I have margin. My calendar has 20% white space. Is that red? Is that green? And lastly, I have a personal growth plan that I follow. Is that red? Is that green? As you have done your assessment of yourself, your road trip, where are you most? Are you more red? Are you more green? That is where we will begin. When we meet up and we start your journey, that's where we'll be green. What are your greens? What are your reds? Which are your priority? Once again, I'll say it's not automatic that we will look at your reds first. We may actually begin to realize that your greens are where we'll look at. Build your momentum with your greens, then begin to build around that to build strength for your reds. But let's first meet. Then you will be able to know where to start. In some cases, red may be the first place to go, then green. As we have discussed, now you're leading and developing senior leaders and leaders under you. What do we go? What do we do? Where do we go from here? Having done this before, I've been leading and developing senior leaders for over 2 decades. This is not new ground for me. And I'm backed by a certification of John Maxwell, a certified team member. I'm a John Maxwell certified team member. I have opened to me a library of leadership resources from John Maxwell that can't be matched. The question that I have for you is, are you ready for 1 year of transformation? Leadership is not an event. It is a process. We build leadership day to day, not in a day. Your first results begin within the first 12 weeks. You will build momentum from that 12 weeks and keep building it until you complete it. If that's yes for you, there's a link below that you can be able to book a clarity call with me. In that 15 minutes call, you'll gain clarity on which pillar is best to start, which is red, which is green, and which is best to start on, and the logistics around how we will do the coaching. I look forward to helping you on your journey into 2025 and beyond. Just book a time that suits your schedule and let's talk. Let's see what we can do. I would say just take advantage of the December offer. As you mentioned there, December offer is on. Make an investment now that secures your slot into January. One thing that is good to see about a three-legged stool is that when you look at a three-legged stool, the 3 legs all have to be on the ground. And you can't have one leg unbalanced. You can try and balance with one leg and hold up maybe or two, or you can hold up even seated with one leg shorter than the rest or two shorter than one. But the best comfort is when all 3 are balanced. Book a call and let's talk. Thank you.